Hey folks, Nick Tucker here with the Historical Fencing Guild. Before we get down to business, I got a few folks to thank. First and foremost, uh, we need to thank the Independent Creator Directory. That's IndieCD.org, your one-stop shop for the best and the brightest authors, artists, and musicians. We also need to thank our amazing Patreon members, the folks who are going to be listed. There's been some changes. I have to get it all fixed up, but most of them are listed at the bottom. These stout individuals let me keep doing what I'm doing, which is buying training gear, getting things ready. I'm very excited for this. Now, sorry, staying hydrated and staying caffeinated is a necessity today. Um, but we are also made possible by sales of the Simple Sword, the Fighting Axe, and the Simple Spear, all part of our ongoing line of Western martial arts manuals designed to help you go from having never handled a sword to teaching the art to others. Now, we're going to just we're going to get into it if you guys don't mind. It's been a while since I've had a proper stream. This one is far more geared towards the local and eventually returning local members. Uh, I do have a lot of my energy currently turned to my small business, which White Boot Arms and Artistry, which does vending, and we run three small conventions in lovely Fowler, Indiana, which are free to attend. IndieCD, which is in spring, uh, which is an independent author convention. StompCon, which is a free independent gaming convention where we encourage independent games and other related situations, including, of course, Big Stompy Robots, my rather beloved tactical war game, and Melee, another game I did, but that one was to better simulate SEA style combat because I despise chess with a passion. I don't like to see my people as pieces. So that's coming up, and you can come to that lovely convention in, let me look. I want to double check there we go. September 19th, I believe, in lovely Fowler, Indiana. And I'll be sharing more information on that once I get a couple things drawn up to put up for your information. So expect that next week. But we need to talk about a few things. I've been reviewing basically two types of swords. The new, more saber-esque polypropylene allegedly rapiers, and the other polypropylene rapiers from Wu Jiao. These are from two different companies, two different styles. They're both very good. The Wu Jiao ones have a bell and octagonal sides, so they flex a little different, and they're a little more stout, I think, in responding to overall. Whereas the new ones, and what I need to do, one second, is just bring this all up. I am running late because my power did that flicker thing. So I will go here. I will go. I'm going to set this up for you guys. And if you have any questions while I am doing this, I will gladly accept them. Now, this is where, let me move. Let me see. Because they're not terribly near each other. So I will have to find both of them. But we'll get there. Because it would be interesting to see if they've discontinued the cup hilt rapiers. However, let me do this. I have to move this to another window and move this to another screen. I'm putting that on my art screen so I can do this. Okay. Now, I have purchased twice for my students to be able to use this set of, they're calling them European training swords. But in a freak glitch of, oh, really, about a week ago, where did they go now? Hold on, sorry. The exact same trainers, if the imagery is to be believed, are coming with a belt and frog. So for the same price, even if they're not the best, you could essentially practice from the draw. It's very important that I let you see that so that you can keep that in mind when you order. I will probably order the next set when I do from the other company with the belt and frog, knowing the belt will not fit me. We're going to go rapier, and we'll see if I can get that to show up real quick. And we're going to put Alexa away because we don't need it. There we go. Now, I have for the last 3 years, and a bit longer, I suspect, been using these in videos. They're great swords. They're very similar. Both styles have, one flaw that I'm not fond of, in which both of them, if you look, have that belly that swells in the hilt. I don't like that because of the way my hands work. So I may be modifying one or more of those to be a straighter hilt, or just reshape them a bit to see if I can get it to be more comfortable to me. But I wanted you guys to know that that was going on. And these two right here are our chief contenders. And while I do like these, I am a sucker for a cup hilt. I can't, it's literally half the price if you buddy up with somebody or you get 2 for 1. I can't do it, guys. I'm sorry. I can't not recommend that over. Plus, even though these are much more saber-oriented, okay, these are much more saber-oriented in style, the blade moves and feels much more like a blade, and you can't see it properly from the angles. I think that we're going to just mute that. I want to see if they show. As you can see, it floats through showing the cross section of the blade, and it gives you an audible sound change for when your edge alignment is proper. These are better blades. Now, I'm still waiting for them to make something with a keyhole grip, because there is nothing stopping them from being able to. And when that day happens, I'm going to have to order some for myself. Also, I'm going to have to reach out to the companies that are making these guys, and I have no idea what this is, because there's no hilt on the bottom for him to grab like that. So they did something bizarre, not knowing how to advertise Western blades. But, and I don't know if they even have a picture of it, these pair, both of these pair perfectly. Parry dagger trainer. And I bet they don't even have one for me to show you, even in like an old listing. They don't. So I'll have to get mine out when I do the physical description of all this. But I find they made the best dagger trainer on the market, and then Cold Steel decided not to. I still don't understand why. But I will be reaching out both to the companies that are making these, and or at least through the vendors, and uh, hopefully through to Cold Steel as well, to try to beg, borrow, or plead them to make a flexible parry dagger trainer once more, because no one is making them, and I am livid about that. So I have a group of 4 to 6 new trainees going on. We need to get, I have to save up to get masks for them, which means I can't buy any trainers for a while, because I have to save up for masks. And because I need loaner masks now, which I have not needed for a very long time. And having had to replace mine with the issues earlier, I'm in a situation. But with that being said, I do have some other matters that I want to discuss. And again, this is going to apply more towards my local group than it does the, my digital students, because there's been some changes, some adjustments, and I'm going to have to address that. And it's not bad. So we're going to bring this up. And boy, I wish I had set that up so I wasn't, let me see, can I do that? Cool. I don't feel bad now. I'm where I'm used to being, and I am going to have to hide my banner for just a moment. Okay, cool. This is an area of photography of my home, and I am doing a layout. Obviously, I've marked out notifications, but this is the planned organization. We've had to move some things. Originally, roughly where the outdoor dining area is, was where we were fighting, but that is a little too narrow and a little too sloped for what we do, and the flattest part of the yard is much farther out towards the property's edge. I cannot not address this anymore. So what I'm planning to do is have the list field set up here with some, I'm pointing in the green square because you can't see my pointer. That's going to be a bit different. I may adjust it to be sectionable, and I am planning outdoor solar lighting, but we also have outdoor power from an outdoor cable for the first time, because we were able to get that fixed. Hence if you wonder where the money goes, we also had some calamities happen, and we're working around that. Now we have the knife target, so I want to get back into thrown weapons, being knives, axes, and possibly spears. I don't have a throwing spear right now. But that's going to be where we're going to be doing that. I'm excited for that. Obviously, an outdoor dining area that is nearer to the house. So there may be one kind of fire pit here and another here. This is the tenuous plan we are building toward it. I have a backstop-like device, and I will be making a custom long-range Nerf target, because one of the other things I do is test Nerf guns for their range, and then accuracy, things like that. For that I need a long, roughly straight, although there's a bit of a hill in the middle. It's almost a bell curve, you get what I'm saying? But it's fairly subtle. That's the subtlest continuous space on my property. Now, long term, I want to get a fence around the property. That would come after I get some massive repairs to the retaining wall and a few other concerns that are domestic in-home electrical fixes and a few other things. But my next situation that I'm talking about on this screen is where I'm going to be setting up a sort of metalworking patio. The idea being that I will make mobile, they're not fences, but they're going to be made out of framed plastic, the terrace, the like privacy terrace stuff, so that if I want to work on with my forges, I can just hopefully roll them out of the garage and set them up. If I need to do welding, I can do that and have more blocking material, so I'm not risking flash blinding anyone, and I have a nice open air concrete asphalt-ish area to work for safety. I have a very large metal cabinet that got from our old home, and realized it was too tall to go into the new house and too heavy to move without tools and assistance. So it has become a pillar of my driveway. Not much I can do about that, but that should be where we'll be able to forge. I'm looking forward to that. I miss it. And if I can't do it due to health reasons, I will use my facilities to have other people be able to do it. That's just how it's going to be. I may do forging also in the fire pit area, because that is another concrete area, but it's perilously close to my walnut tree, and I'd rather not have to deal with that grade of fire. But I want to make this announcement as what I am aiming towards. In the event I can get my property safely fenced, then the Nerf range will be upgraded to be more of an archery range. And I'm hoping that won't, by having the fence up, it won't disturb the neighbors. But that's a large expense, and that is a major situation. So that is currently how things are going. We are going to work towards that. I need to check my old poles. We have had a service handle the mowing because the situation with the way my garage is and my health have prevented me from being able to do it. I have had some major medical changes in my prescriptions and things that may provide some relief from the heat issues that I have been experiencing. That's one of those we will very, very carefully see. It's something I can't risk or afford, failing. Now, my plans for the, let me just bring it up because I'm going to be talking, and I can just put this layout away for now. My plans for what I actually want to forge. Many of you want me to do blade work. I would love to do blade forging. Of course, I'm a swordsman. I'm a knife guy-ish. I want to be able to forge tools and possibly weapons for sale, and do the leather working myself and the woodworking, and just make something. But my primary purpose for the forging and the welding is to be able to make fencing riggings. I want to make nice, simple fencing riggings and bucklers, some other armoring bits. I would prefer for the vast majority of the plate work, again, the armoring, the any bucklers I make, that sort of situation. I would like that to be either in aluminum or in HDPE. I also want to, of course, craft HDPE blades, and having an area where I can do that I can just sort of sweep the plastic away and not have that much concern with, outdoor lighting would be very pleasant indeed. So by turning the front portion of my driveway into a outdoor workspace, I can also give demonstrations for my newer students, who I hope will learn and then transcend, and I can practice my own skills. Many of this I have not been able to do for a staggering long time. So that's where I'm going moving forward. I do have one small project that I realize I have all the pieces to attempt. I'm looking forward to that. I also have purchased a number of these really neat. Let me just do that because I'm sure it's charged now. I don't have a micro SD card for it, but these little action cams that I can get assorted mounts for. And frankly, if I can make sure I know exactly which way is up, so things don't slide, improvising a mounting system for something of this size and diameter, as well as a protection so that it's weatherproof, should not be that challenging. It should be just a matter of a little bit of cunning, possibly some kind of PVC outer, and then just using, clear plastic cut from a bottle much bigger than this, but to be an outer lens, hot glue everything beyond the scope of the lens, and making it water resistant at least should be no problem. These also come with different mountings, so possibly we can do more POV work like we did back in the earlier times of this channel. I want to get more pre-recorded material so that I can edit it. That's what I'm planning. That is the scope of the hope for the rest of summer and fall. I hope to revitalize my personal skill set. I hope to take the young folks that I am able to work with and start elevating their skills and encourage them to acquire, their own training gear. And that which they don't acquire, I can help make. A lot of it's going to come down to just figuring out who needs what, who's actually interested, and going from there. As soon as I have that list, there'll be more pre-done crafting videos. I may do them as segments for the live streams, and then release the segments on YouTube separately as uploaded videos. I'm still working on that. But I wanted to make sure, and I forgot to turn my banner back on. I want to make sure you guys knew what was going on. Beyond that, basically, my whole family's had some fairly severe medical issues that we are all dealing with. Most of it's been caught before it's been a problem. I've had a few other aspects in my life that, frankly, it's not appropriate nor necessary for me to uh, explain fully here. The people who know enough can probably extrapolate to what I refer. Beyond that, when I announced that I might be stepping back, I lost a vast amount of viewership, and I'd like to get some of that back if at all possible. I also need to go edit my lists again. I want to thank my patrons for their incredible patience and support, and I want to thank my viewers who could come at any point for being there. Speaking out into the void can be a very challenging and a very heavy endeavor. It can feel very futile. But that's also the name of the game. So thank you for your support. Thank you for coming to me to learn. And for all the folks who've learned from me and moved on, I don't get to talk to you as much as I used to, but you are all very, very dear to me. And it has been a great honor to be considered useful. I shall try to regain and retain as much of that as possible. But right now my chat is empty, so I think I will just wisely call it. I know people will catch this in the rerun. A great many of them are in a social group right now. So, guys, do your drills. Keep your eyes open. Keep your guard up. Be kind to yourself and each other. And as always, thank you for supporting your local sword master. I do plan to be back next week. And I plan to be back most weeks. Thanks for sticking around. Toodles, folks.